welcome to another edition of Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. My name is Adam Baum. I am your host tonight. Alongside me is my co-host, Bionic Brian. What is going on, sir?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I feel like we haven't. I've been away, or no? What? I don't know what. I was sleeping last week. I don't know. We've.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I
know. I
think
gave
after
up.
after
I
like
gave up.
6 years or so, I finally. This is the first time I missed a show, like just like straight up like, not missed a show. I'm not saying
Okay.
like I've never missed a show. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like I've never actually like missed an alarm. It was very weird for me. But I'm glad to be back. Hopefully everyone can hear us okay and see us okay.
Yeah. So it kind of worked out for the best, Brian, because we were going to update the Vince McMahon situation last week. It was going to be one of our main focal points. And it would have changed completely. Everything that we would have possibly said would have been different. The
That's
big
true.
news, obviously, is it's official. He is retired. He is no longer WWE CEO. He still has his shares, I believe.
I think so. I mean, I don't think they didn't make him like sell them, did he?
Yeah, I mean he didn't get Don Sterling.
No, 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 no.
But what I found to be one of the funnier points is everybody like wetting themselves over Monday's Raw, thinking that it was somebody else or some new creative or whatever. Like I'm
Right.
specifically talking about IWC acting like it was a big deal when apparently Monday and Friday were still written by Vince. Like those are technically his last shows.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, and apparently the whole Max Dupree thing, that was one of the ones that also I think that was like a Vince project, so that's already on the shelf.
Right. So, well, don't get ahead of ourselves. I do want to talk about, like who benefits from this wrestler wise and who doesn't, who kind of falls through. But I mean, I'm kind of torn here. A lot of people, thanking Vince and stuff for everything he's done. I feel like I'm the Monday Night Raw before we found out all the details about Chris Benoit. When
Mm,
everybody was putting on tribute matches and things like that, because I want to say guilty until proven innocent, but I mean, come on, this is one of those that you wouldn't be shocked.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's already kind of guilty of like a few things. I mean, that we know of. You know. Um,
We know he's guilty of hush money.
and we know that he's guilty of using the money from the company and not from like personal funds or whatever. Can't do that. No, you can't. What are you shaking your head at? You can't do that. It's a big no-no.
I mean, yes, you're right, but I mean, if anything, he's just stupid. He should have cut himself a bonus check for 14 million and then turned around and
Yeah, right. Or
paid it
like,
out.
I don't understand the logic behind it. I mean, obviously, it was going to get out at some point, or maybe just because he's like one of those old dudes that doesn't think that
Well,
anything's going
no,
to
no,
catch
no.
up to
I
him.
mean, you say it was going to get out at some point, like Cosby, Weinstein. I know they were much different offenders, um, but I mean, think about like there's so many people that would probably, if they were still living, be like fucked by shit like this that's come
Oh,
out.
totally. People
Like
that we like probably praise too.
what was that?
People that we probably praise like
Oh
to
yeah.
this day. You know.
Okay, so that's where I want to go with this. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Rocky? What's up, Psych Leather?
Yeah.
They're
What's
all
up,
on the
board? Hello,
YouTube live
board.
chat board.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things. Like for me, knowing what a douchebag Kane is outside of his Kane gimmick makes me like completely like less of a fan and all that.
Totally.
Um, Confirming reports whether he's guilty or not guilty. I mean, does it change for you what you think of Vince now going
Right.
out? Like to Matthew's point, he made wrestling everything it is today. But is that excused transgressions of moral turpitude?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're the like, I mean, I don't want to say he's the face of WWE because obviously there's the performers, them. But I mean, he was synonymous with WWE and professional wrestling for how long? What, 40 years now in the States? Like, it's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, he and unlike I mean Rob's not here, and unlike all of our other co-hosts, like you and I are New York raised, so like, well, like I'm a little older, but like I never got to see NWA growing up. Like it wasn't on there, but I picked up the cable stations from New York City. I watched WWE before it was there, so I never even knew there was like a competitor, let alone the concept of territories and all that Vince was kind of just basically violating those
Picking away
lines.
at, right.
I mean, it's an interesting thing. I mean, there's no question his contribution, Brian. I just thanking a guy when he's leaving in scandal. I mean, that to me, it's a little bit like, there was a lot of really good stuff that Richard Nixon did for the country, but he also like left office under really shady terms, and then had his vice president pardon him to make sure that he couldn't see jail time. Like,
yeah.
So, and most people remember. I like the Nixon comparison. I'll stay with it. Most people remember Nixon for that and none of the good.
It's true. No, I mean, you could do like a million fucking good things
long term.
Right. No, and also, I mean, the fact that well, we don't know. It's not like a recent transgression that he's been doing this, but apparently it's been going on for, I guess, a little while now, right? What did they say back to
the female referee?
Well, that was what, like 80s or 90s?
I thought it was like late 80s.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Okay.
And then the thing that happened back in the Diva search, that was like 2000, I think it said 2006. 2006-ish. Yeah, I mean, just I don't know, man. It's definitely going to tarnish his legacy, but I don't know. I actually, you know what? I don't think he's going to be able to like. I think it's just going to get worse from here. I don't think it's going to get better.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not like you can undo what he accomplished.
True.
It's not like you can take this empire that is WWE and just ignore it and like take it back to bingo halls or something like that. Like it's an animal all its own, and like we always talk about the kind of laugh that they want to be called entertainment, not wrestling. Like. So this is just an entirely different like kind of concept. There's no way you can undo his contributions. But now that let's switch gears for a second. We know that Stephanie was put in charge before this, and pretty much right on the heels of this is the announcement that Pritchard's still there, but he's not in charge.
Motherfucker.
And Triple H is back in his role that he was in before. Actually, probably a bigger role because creatively, I don't think he had any, like control.
No,
I'm sure he had say.
Right, he had input for sure. Right,
main roster. He did only on NXT. Isn't that right?
Yeah, NXT. I mean, NXT. He had a lot of pull with. I mean, they had a creative team still. They had people that were obviously collectively putting things together.
They reported to him like he had the Vince veto power on NXT back when.
Right, but still, there. I don't know if he had necessarily like total control of NXT. Like I know he had he brought in wrestlers and all that stuff. Like they were his guys and girls, but I feel this is like a totally different beast because now he also gets to book the angles. He gets to book the wrestlers.
This is even bigger. This is, I mean, we were talking, Brian, that if Vince went down with Triple H and Stephanie out of the picture, which was initially when the reports first came out, they weren't with WWE. They had both left.
Yeah.
We thought maybe Nick Khan was going to, swoop in and he's the new power player.
Right.
And all of a sudden, what we thought 10 years ago, that the two heir apparents are actually the heir apparents now.
Yeah. Time to play the game, man. I mean, honestly, like I don't know about you, but for me, it kind of like put a little bit of like, all right, you know what? Maybe I'll try WWE again. Maybe it's not going to be quite as bad as it's been over the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years or so.
Well, my thought is that Heyman's still there. Pritchard's still there. I think Triple H would be smart to use them, but not like let them just run wild. Like these guys still have come up with plenty of good segments, produced plenty of good stuff.
Sure.
I think they can still be assets. I think he needs kind of somebody he respects like that, or somebody that's been around in the business enough to be able to like get his ear and say, hey, maybe this is a bad idea. But the biggest thing creatively that I think I'm excited about is Hunter knows how to get the most out of guys, like the way he did in NXT. I mean, just what he got out of so many, probably 100 people during his NXT's days. I think that he is, Brian, the perfect blend between Vince and Tony, because he's got that business acumen and that business mind that Vince has. He's kind of a mark for the business and gets all excited when his people perform. We hear all these stories and see all the times that he's like first guy in Gorilla, like to get somebody when they come back from a great match.
Sure.
So he's got kind of both, and what he has that both of them lack, in-ring experience.
Right. No, I mean, you bring up those are all great points. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the best case scenario for WWE. Obviously not for Vince McMahon. I bet he's a little. Actually, I don't know how he feels. Do you think he's like, I don't fucking care? Like he's wiping away his tears with $100 bills, or do you think he actually like? Yeah, do you think he cares?
I think he's probably sitting there going, at least I had nothing to do with the January 6th, so.
Oh my God.
He's like, I'm doing better than my other brethren.
Yeah. They're probably going to fucking... never mind.
At least he legitimately has billions, because we can track his $14 million payment.
Right, because his taxes are actually available. Exactly.
All right, so I really think Hunter is, we talked about it long ago, but I still agree. He gives you the best. You're
absolutely right. I hope it works out.
Best out of guys. He's going to let them cut the promos they want. He's not going to stick them in a character they can't do.
You can't see me right now, but I'm crossing all of my fingers, all of my toes, a couple other appendages. It's mayhem. But yeah, I'm with you.
Now, you brought it up in our text thread, so before I go to the next topic, I just want to say...
What did I do?
You brought up we're going to give you what you want.
Oh, yeah.
Speech.
Yeah.
It's a new day, yes it is. Like, I'm getting excited like you are and saying maybe the ship can get righted. Maybe now that we have the old man not behind the wheel anymore, we can do the right things, but I've been crushed so many times by those hopes, Brian. It's hard.
I hear you. Like an abused lover.
So how do you do it? So how do you hold out that hope?
Slowly, like
baby steps.
Exactly. Like you watch, like maybe I don't know, a segment or two of Raw, and just to see, like, test the waters.
Fair.
I don't know. So, I mean, if like I said, also if people start getting their names back, that was a huge Vinceism. So maybe if that starts happening, then you kind of know that the tides are turning a little bit.
All right, so let's talk about the talent then. since you bring that up. You already started with something, and I want to cut back to you to go on it. The Max Dupree. There was nothing wrong with his LA Knight name. There was nothing wrong with what he was doing down on NXT, but when he was call up, we got to change it. And it's one thing when your name is Christian and you change it to Christian Cage, which you were Christian Cage before you were Christian, so it didn't matter.
Right.
And those are so damn close. Nobody's confusing Christian Cage with whoever. But you and I had a really fun laugh at my own expense about Desmond Wolfe and Nigel McGuinness. I didn't realize those were the same person.
Yeah, same guy.
Full kayfabe, it was years, 'cause as a kid, I didn't realize Scott Hall was Razor Ramon.
Really?
Oh, no. I knew Diesel was Kevin Nash, but because Scott Hall wasn't doing the whole Cuban thing. I thought that was a different person.
That's how I felt about Mr. America. I didn't know. I had no clue that was Hulk Hogan.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
I bet there's people out there though.
There's
probably
his
people out
skin
there
was
that
leather, and he had platinum blonde, he had that blonde hair coming out.
Brother.
But you know what I'm saying? Some people can be hurt by changing your name, by changing your gimmick, by not recognizing who they are.
Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
How many other of Triple H's NXT people would? And that's been something that kind of came out. We don't know which ones. There's speculation about which names would still be there if this had happened a year or so earlier.
War Raiders.
What about? What you think they would keep their?
I don't think they would have done the 3 name
the Viking
switch.
Right. Stike brings up a good comment. He said, he asked me, but I'll bring it up to you. He said, Triple H said in the past he is willing to work with other companies. Do you think this opens the door to potential partnership with WWE and AEW or WWE and Impact?
No. I don't think you'll ever see a forbidden door type of situation, Brian. I think if anything, you'll go back to the early 90s, late 80s with ECW, when they were first getting started, before they were even Extreme Championship Wrestling, when they were just East Coast.
Yeah.
I think you'll get stuff like that where they may exchange a couple talents.
I would love that.
I think that seems so much better than trying to do a forbidden door situation, because you're bound to have somebody lose. I'm a big comic book dork, and they did a big DC versus Marvel crossover, and they had the fans vote for who won, each little battle. Is Superman going to beat Hulk? Is Captain America better than Batman? Is one but they just weren't. It's just nobody can win in that scenario, because somebody's company is going to be made to look weak. You can do it like they did SmackDown and Raw and NXT in Survivor Series type of format. You can do that. It's all one brand. You can have screw jobs, and you can have you're expecting multi-man matches, and you're going to get some count outs for eliminations and some dumb stuff like that. But imagine somebody since Stike brings him up on the board, Xavier Woods. Imagine somebody like him, Brian, where WWE loans him for 2 months to Impact. And they get, I don't know, pick somebody on Impact. They get Moose for 2 months to run on WWE programming. Then Moose goes back to Impact as a bigger name.
Assuming WWE uses him properly. I could see where there would be issues there, though. You'd still run into the same.
Not if Hunter, when Stike said the potential partnership, I think that's the type of thing you'll see.
I agree with you. It's easier to, I guess, navigate people's characters and whatnot, without burying them or without burying one person, I guess.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit easier. again, like what if, and we're just using Moose as the example just because you brought him up. Like, what if he's not created? Because actually, you know what? I think something similar happened. Sammy, when he was TNT champion, was supposed to go to Impact and defend it, or maybe he wasn't supposed to defend it. But remember, there was like he no showed Impact, and he was like a little. It was like it wasn't like a huge headline, but it was kind of a thing. And there was something where it was like creatively when he wasn't happy with what they had planned that they had for him over there, so he bailed.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't ring a bell. So with Triple H in charge, things like that, like who do you see? Well, let's start with the positive.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you see benefiting the most by Vince's exit and Triple H's ascension? No pun intended.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Ooh, well, this could be a weird one because what about Gargano? I mean, he's not there yet. Like we don't know where he is.
So Stike put a list together of free agents that could sign and
Okay.
show up tomorrow. Killer Cross, Scarlett, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Sasha, Naomi, Dakota. They're all sitting out there. I brought up when Rob asked earlier in the thread today when we were talking about this, I brought up Sasha.
Yeah.
I think Sasha, she's still under contract even, isn't she? Or is she legitimately a free agent?
I don't know. I don't know if they ever actually put out the We
Future
Wish
Endeavors.
Mercedes. I don't think they actually released her. No, I think you're right. Although I think she scrubbed like all of the WWE shit from her like social media and whatnot.
So do you think this also could pave the way for somebody like Bray?
That's interesting. I mean, was Vince? Do we know that he was like the one that was kind of like holding the Fiend or Bray
I don't
Wyatt?
think anyone's saying that, but I think like legitimately, and again, I'll go back to what I was saying about Vince and Tony. Like it's a lot easier when someone's a wrestler to respect them as another wrestler.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Vince earned a lot of respect when he did the whole Stone Cold feud, got in shape and did all that, but he can't say that he was a full wrestler like the rest of them. He can't walk into a locker room like Sting could and just demand like respect.
Sure. Well, he
Not
also
even command it. Like he would just get it.
Yeah, no, he didn't. It's not like he was like, quote unquote, making the towns and like doing all the indie shows and working all that. Like,
yeah,
he kind of bought him.
He didn't earn his chops. He did a montage with his son that was like rock.
Yeah, I mean, he did in a way, like you said, like he did have a great run, like when he was an active wrestler and when he did wrestle, he was awesome.
And he did have a great character, a la like Paul Bear, James Mitchell, Paul Heyman. Like he had an on-screen presence beyond just as a wrestler sometimes.
Sure.
So I mean, those are the guys that aren't there. What about like people that are there? Like, do you think Ricochet, Ciampa, KO, Sammy? Like that's the four that come to mind the most to me that I think are able to excel further.
I mean, half of them are already kind of KO and Sammy are doing great already. So I hope that they do even better with a little bit more. I don't want to say like normalcy in creative because it's pro wrestling. It shouldn't be like normalcy.
Mainstream feel of their stuff.
Say it again.
I was just thinking a mainstream feel.
Yeah.
Like, I know KO has always kind of been in the limelight and fought there, but I want to see you get behind like something with KO, like a title run or a gimmick that he targets multiple people.
Sure.
Could run for like a couple of years, something that would put him on a new path, because we've seen what KO is doing now. We've seen it, and what Sammy's doing now is still different. Like Sammy continues to do something else, but KO is kind of, I felt, stuck in neutral a little bit lately, and Sammy was stuck in neutral for a long ass time. It was probably 2022 has been his breakout year. A little bit toward the end of last year, but this is the year that he's like really shined. I thought him in Knoxville was going to be a joke, and that was such a fun match.
It was fun. It was entertaining.
It was entertaining because of Sammy. I mean, the Jackass guys took the bumps, but Sammy's the one who sold the story of the match as they were taking those bumps.
Right.
That's just my opinion, of course.
Mm.
Stike says, if you listen to Ciampa's promo after Raw, that was Psycho Killer Ciampa, not watered down Ciampa speaking. Yeah, and that's why I think when you come down to it, Triple H gave them the freedom on NXT, Brian, to do stuff like that, to get themselves over. I think you're going to see more of that, because if there's one chip on Hunter's shoulder is, he was the one that got punished for the click, and he still got fucking over. Like, that's impressive. Like,
totally.
He was being groomed and got like a 2-year setback and still became a 14-time champ.
Right. Well, I mean, he also was banging the owner's daughter.
Even before then, he made himself something in a Rock Austin era. Just remember that. Like, that's a tough. That's like, I mean, he fizzled out very quickly, but Warrior got over in a Hogan era like fucking crazy. Like it's just a weird thing. And you think about, you had two Hogans at the same time with Rock and Austin, and then here Triple H was still able to exist.
Right.
That's just my 2 cents.
Ooh, I hear someone coughing.
Because I mean, let's switch gears to AEW for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I saw some really good wrestling tonight. I was watching No Surrender from 2009 instead of Dynamite, and it was awesome.
Well, what was the match you were watching?
I was watching the X Division title match between Christopher Daniels and Petey Williams. You got Petey Williams is still with A1, so it's kind of like Team Canada's still there.
A1.
Joe is waiting on the ramp, just getting ready for Daniels. This is like Petey Williams is getting out of the title picture because AJ and Joe are about to come in it where Daniels has it. It's good stuff. But
good stuff.
Tony put out a tweet or somebody, you shared it, I think. What was it that said Tony not worried about like talent going back?
Oh, yeah, because they're all under contract. Yeah, he shared that he was on Busted Open Radio, and he was addressing the whole Vince retiring stuff, and everyone kind of, all the wrestling fans saying that, oh, well, I wonder what's going to happen. Is Adam Cole going to who's going to jump ship? And he basically shut down those, not rumors, but was just saying, he said Adam Cole, I think, is under contract till 2025, I believe. And Malachi Black is under contract till 2026 or something. So it's like they're there for multiple years. So it's not like they're going to be going back to WWE just because Vince is gone.
Couple things. First off, AEW will never make it to 2026.
Wow.
That's first. Second, they'll never make it to 2025 either. Third,
what a dick.
Who cares? When those contracts are up, they're going to run back to Triple H. Because here's why, Brian. Imagine you said Adam Cole 2024.
Yeah.
It is July 2022 right now. So 2024, let's just say year and a half, 18 months from now. If Hunter does what he did with NXT to make it so fucking relevant and kind of must-see TV, must-see wrestling, that fucking 1 hour was the best hour of wrestling, period, every week. Would you agree at the time?
You're talking about NXT?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
brother.
And those pay-per-views, not a bad match, 2.5 hours, 5 matches, get it done and gone.
Right.
So,
bing, bang, boom.
If Hunter is able to achieve that success on the main roster, 18 months from now, Adam Cole will sprint to come back. Is what I'm trying to say. Yes, Tony's right, obviously, on the time of those contracts having, he still got them till here, but that just means that Triple H has that much time to make the carrot that he dangles in front of them even that much better.
Yeah, but they're contractually obligated to be there.
They won't be once the contract's up.
Once the company explodes.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt they have the contract like Turner where they're still getting paid to sit at home like Booker was at first and Sting was.
Why don't you think that? You think their contracts don't? You think they mean less than a Turner contract?
Yeah, I mean, I think there has to be. Turner had a 20-year legacy brand that he was manipulating and working in. This is a 3-year brand? 3.5? A
little more, yeah.
So, I mean, I think he would be one of the dumbest people on the planet to sign a contract like that says I'm going to pay you even afterwards. That would be Bobby Bonilla level.
Don't say that.
You
don't
have
say
to be
that.
a stupid Met fan to
That's not nice. Don't say that. That's not nice. I don't appreciate that.
Stike says he bets Andrade's the first one to go back. Yeah, I could see it in a heartbeat. His wife's there.
Andrade. No way.
His wife there. His father-in-law is Triple H's mentor. Come on. That's a good bet, Stike. We didn't. None of us, when we were talking about this in our group thread earlier, even suggested him.
Andrade?
Yeah. That's a really good one.
Well, what about? Oh, well, I guess Malachi Black. He can't. He's not going back. Yeah, I don't know who would go back from AEW. I mean, what about Jericho? He's not. It's not like he's like a Triple H guy. He's definitely still going back, though. Everyone's going back. Everyone's going to flip-flop. It's all
Gresham. I don't think Gresham is ready for WWE level, but I think Gresham could be one of those guys like Bobby Roode who comes through NXT for a year.
I don't think they're going to.
No, but I'm saying I don't think they're going to.
Oh.
But I'm saying he could. I think he could do that. Like he could be Joe went through NXT. Don't forget Samoa Joe went through NXT. Like you take a couple guys and send them through there, make them a name to the WWE audience, and then when you elevate them, we won't care as much. Like you did with Ciampa. Like you guys, I would never have thought Ciampa as half a DIY would ever be a singles anything worth the fuck. I thought
really.
Yeah, I thought him and Gargano, like the cruiserweight was their ceiling. They're both Jannetty kind of things.
What?
I'm just saying that's what I thought.
Sir.
I didn't say that's what it is.
Oh.
Yeah, Danielson's going to go back as soon as his contract's up. Guaranteed. No question. Hunter will book Danielson in his final WrestleMania. It'll be the two couples battling. Brie and Daniel versus Stephanie and Triple H. Loser retires.
Oh my God. Do you think Vince will ever make another appearance at some point?
Not.
I'm not saying like not in an angle type of way. Not in like a silly wrestling thing.
Not
talking like maybe like as a.
I could see them bringing him back as like the host of Mania.
Really?
Why not?
I feel like, well, I mean, maybe they bring him back and like.
If this works out and all it is at the end of the day is some embezzlement.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think it's got to work.
If there's something where it's not bad, why couldn't he come out and say this is WrestleMania?
Right.
And that's it. Just like Bruce Buffer gets paid all those millions to come out and go, let's get ready to rumble.
Well, same thing with me. Yeah, so that's why I get paid millions just to say that as well. Exactly.
So, I'm not saying, like, I say master of ceremonies. Like, he could just come out and go, welcome to WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
He could say those 3 words at the beginning of every WrestleMania until he dies.
Yeah.
I believe that he could show up on a Peacock special or something. I don't think
I see more thing where they do like the old NXT gimmick where like he's sitting ringside and they'll like make the announcement, show him on camera, do that gimmick. I don't know. That's
I don't
just
know.
me.
It bears discussion further, but I want to explore. There's a couple other things in this topic
That you wanted to explore.
What do you think? Some other dirt sheets that came out. Apparently, Riddle's hurt.
Yeah, he's out. That match with Rollins that they had scheduled, excuse me, for SummerSlam. Whoa. I tried muting and doing that, but that didn't work. Yeah, that match is no longer on the card. They said Riddle has a stinger. I don't know whether or not that's a kayfabe or whatever, but that match is off. So that was one of the better ones, I guess, that was going to be on the card. But
I agree, and that's sad because you first had to change your plans. Wasn't it supposed to be Randy against Roman?
Randy, yeah, I think so.
I don't know, and yeah, it just it feels weird. Do you think that they try to do something with Seth? Do you think that one of these free agents that we just got done talking about, do you think there's any chance that they work out a deal and get them on SummerSlam?
I hadn't considered that.
Even one night, he Triple H calls up Bray. I need the Fiend to come out and kill Seth. He's going to go out and brag. You want to do it? Or...
well, but they kind of just did that with Cody, right? Cody debuted as a mystery guy at WrestleMania.
But they teased that the whole time, Brian. That was the plan the whole way. Mystery opponent. Everybody knew it was Cody. Like, here I'm saying, I want Seth because it's like SummerSlam. He's like, it's not fair to me that I don't get to be out on SummerSlam because Riddle got hurt. So he's just standing in the ring cutting a promo, and somebody answers that call.
And who is that somebody?
Dude, if you want everybody to lose their fucking minds, it's very easy what you do.
The Ascension, duh.
You bring Austin back for another match.
Austin Theory?
No.
Ace Austin? Oh, Austin Aries. Got it.
No. Stone Cold. He just wrestled at Mania. Have him wrestle at SummerSlam.
Bring him back down to the BSR. Oh yeah. I can't do it. Can you do it, Austin? Oh, what do you want, Vince? Oh, you want 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers, 8 beers? What?
You're
can't do it.
embarrassing yourself.
That's okay.
It's bad.
That's okay.
But man, WWE, other than the Vince McMahon out, can't really catch a break. You got Riddle on the shelf. You got Orton on the shelf. They've completely lost direction with Judgment Day, Edge, Finn. Like, I don't think they know what they're doing there.
Yeah, what's up with that?
All these injuries. No, because I think they had to switch Edge to face because of the injuries, and then more injuries happened, and then Roman was.
But why did they take Edge out of that? What was the whole point of that?
I think they needed more faces. They just lost Cody, who was their top face. They just lost Randy, who was another face. Now they've lost Riddle. If you are a face right now in WWE, you are prone to injury. Seriously, watch out, Prophets. Watch out, Brock, Cowboy Brock. Watch out, Liv.
Oh,
Lashley.
Yeah, everyone watch out.
Yeah, Baron Corbin, you're fine.
That's Happy Corbin to you.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to change his name.
Sir.
Brother. Is there anything else on the dirt sheet worth a miss?
Oh boy. Well, we talked about that was the one thing I did want to bring up was the Tony Khan stuff on Busted Open. We discussed that.
The longest tenured CEO.
Oh my God. What did you think of that? Whatever. I think it's fucking funny.
Okay, if it was somebody who didn't spout like such inane bullshit, like how he won the Friday Night Wars.
I mean, we
I
did.
I would have thought that this was funny and laughed with him. But I think everybody who laughed, Brian, like you, is laughing at him because I think he legitimately thinks that like this statement is even real.
How is it not? I mean, we won.
Isn't Billy Corgan technically?
Billy Corgan.
He said the longest tenured CEO in wrestling.
No, but we won the war. We won, Adam.
Yeah, check the ratings. We won.
We won.
That 15 minutes where we were ahead of them in the 30 to 70 bracket of middle-aged gay males.
Right, when there was a full moon out and when Mercury is in retrograde.
And the Red Sox lost that night.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like Rollins might have earned mystery opponent for SummerSlam. Johnny Gargano because he'll be in town. I just don't think Johnny Gargano is big enough to debut and fight Seth.
Like literally big enough? Like you have to be this tall to ride this?
Well, no, but like I mean, somebody that's gonna get a pop. If you're gonna mystery opponent or last minute replace or try to add or salvage something with Seth here, you got to come correct. Because
I'm with you.
If you put in somebody like Gargano, that you need to build a feud between him. I'm not saying Gargano can't go with Rollins. That should be a feud that you build to. It shouldn't be a mystery opponent match.
No, and I'm with you. I don't think he's that big of a name.
No.
Like, especially for WrestleMania. Like,
especially
maybe if it was like...
he only had 1 week where he was brought up on SmackDown with his tag team partner, Ciampa, and then they got hurt and sent back.
Right.
So, I mean, literally nobody on the main roster, especially since he's not even active on NXT. It's not a call-up. Maybe that. What if they did a call-up? Is there anybody you can think of that you'd be excited about calling up?
I have no idea who's... I mean, I guess fucking Steiner, but, like, I have not watched one episode of NXT 2.0.
You know,
I haven't.
That would be... calling up your champ just to have him come wrestle Seth, they could, for SummerSlam, they could do that last minute and have the guy go, hey, you were the first NXT champ.
That's true. That is true. You bring up a good point right there. It's interesting. Oh, I can't hear you. Are you talking? I can't hear you.
How about now?
Yeah.
I think my mic might be going again, so we probably should wrap this up. Anyway, we hopefully will be back next week. If not, we'll try to at least make sure we have a show every 2 weeks. We're focusing just mainly on dirt sheets and topics that we want to go on. You'll notice we didn't cover Dynamite. We didn't really talk about Raw. So that's kind of what the format is for me and Brian here.
Maybe it'll
Carmelo
change. Who
Hayes is
knows?
the current North American champion. That's not what
Who is?
Stike. Wrong.
Velveteen Dream.
But anyway, thanks for tuning in tonight. For Adam Baum, that's me. I don't know why I said that wrong. For Bionic Brian,
yeah,
I am Adam Baum.
Yeah,
thank you for coming out tonight. We'll be back next time. Talk some more. Same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Look at that slide with all those hosts that we never see anymore.
Yeah, what happened to them? What happened to them?
Well,
Well,
Stevie's in the garage.
Marked Out Podcast is
Is
produced
he?
and edited by Record Studios
Oh,
and is
shit.
recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, that's
Subscribe,
Stevie.
follow,
Oh, I
and
guess
listen to
Bob
us
is in
live
there
on
as well.
WWE Programming on YouTube,
Bob is
Twitch,
awesome.
and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at
Oh, no, he's
podbean.com
not. Oh,
he's in
or
the
subscribe
garage.
on iTunes.
He's in the
and Apple
garage.
Podcasts.
He's in the
While you're there,
garage.
go ahead and give us an honest and fair
I'll hot you
review
later.
and rating.
All right.
If you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.